Hey y'all, I'm back at it again. I did a little post earlier today, so please check that out. It was basically me just kind of like rambling and catching up on what has been missed. I talked a little bit about how I broke my phone, so that's interesting, how I'm supposed to be getting a new one even though I'm like super poor. I'm supposed to be getting the hookup. We'll see how that goes with my little trash talking. So I'm back because I was like watching something and I wanted to comment, and I kind of touched on it in my last video and stuff like that, but I want to touch on it a little deeper. Okay, and talking about like relationships, and then talking about like significant others and stuff like that. Okay, I am very, very old school when it comes to relationships, you know, and I understand like some people do like dating and stuff like that. Like dating is good, dating is always good, and then some people like, you know, you might be dating multiple people, and you might like sleep with them and stuff like that. Like I understand things like that, you know, like if you're not like committed to someone or something like that, and you're just playing the field, and a guy or a girl decides to give it up, or you guys mutually decide, whatever. I understand that. Okay, but what I just am totally so against, that I can just never get down with, and I just want to make this just like crystal clear, is I will never mess with a dude that is like messing with someone else. Like I would never like be with a guy or call myself in a relationship with a guy and be like, oh well, he can just do whatever he want to do, you know, he can sleep with whoever he want to sleep with. Well, that's not a relationship or whatever. That's like dating. So you're dating, but you want this girl to treat you with the respect that she would treat someone that is in relationship and committed to her. And when I say committed, I don't mean like married. I just mean like in a committed relationship, you know. I also don't believe in like naturally going into relationship. And so let me clarify that. Like if we are together, it's because we've sat down and there's been a conscious conversation about us being together in some type of way, shape, or form. You know, there's not like, oh, we hang out so much, so that must be my man, or oh, we're together all the time, so that's my girlfriend, I'm gonna do girlfriend. You know how people are like, and then one day he introduced me as his girlfriend. No, what is that? Like that, I feel like that's that stuff you are excited about. That's that confusion when you're younger. And even if that does happen, there is to be some type of follow-up conversation, you know. But I think when people know, and you know, people will be like, oh, if they're not married, they single. Like I hear a lot of people say that or whatever. But if you have a girlfriend, I don't want to date you. Like if you are saying you're in a committed relationship, I don't want to sit up there and pretend like I'm dating you or stuff like that. Like I think people play a lot of little games with other people, but I think mostly people play a lot of little games with themselves. You know, a lot of lies to themselves and stuff. I'm not really sure why. I don't really get what that's really about. I guess if you like want somebody, you want somebody. But it's like, are you gonna lie to yourself to be with somebody? Because then if you're not really with them, like that's not the reality of the situation. You know, that's like you're just with them in fantasy or whatever. But maybe some people just want the fantasy. Anyway, I digress. My point is just how what God brings together and let no man take apart. You know, I would never mess with a married man. I would never, you know, like, unless a woman is getting like abused, unless there's some like serious like abuse going on, I would never be like, you need to leave this person and stuff like that. You know, like, I would never like encourage or get in the way of somebody's union or two people that's supposed to like be together or whatever. Or even like, you know how sometimes dudes complain to girls about like they woman and stuff like that? Never. You know what I'm saying? Like don't disrespect me as a woman by coming to me and complaining about another woman. You know what I'm saying? And like, don't expect me to condone that or think because you are downing someone else that I'm being chosen or something like that. That's very immature. That's very like that's like an abusive mindset. It's like a psychologically off mindset. Like, oh yeah, he told me that she ain't nothing and he don't want her, but he's over there, or he's spending a majority of his time with her or whatever, or she's spending a majority of her time with him, but she's telling you that he means, you know, like she's telling you all negative things about this psychological games, you know. And they say all is fair in love and war or whatever, but like it's like certain ways you go to war for the person you want to be with. And in certain ways you do not go to war. And ways you do not go to war is by like trying to incite jealousy, trying to like, you know, play people against one another. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, you know, like just like lies, games, and whatever. Like that's, I don't know if that's really like all is fair in love and war or whatever, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to, this is my little 2 cents or whatever. And I know there's always like special situations, right? It's always like, oh, you know, people just fell in love, or oh, you know, I was trying to break up with this person. I don't know. But I was talking to one of my friends, and I was like, you should never try to be with someone that is not sure about whether or not they want to be with you, because you know they don't. They don't want to be with you, and it's okay. And that's what I tell people, like, you know, like people get together and then they break up or whatever, and then it's like, oh, one person doesn't want the other person or whatever, you know. And then people take that and they internalize it, and they think that because this one person doesn't want you, there's something wrong with you, you know. I don't necessarily think that that's how it goes. I think that there's just like there, like things happen, or you know what I'm saying, or different people, different strokes for different folks, but it's not a direct relation to your self-value, you know. So like if something doesn't work out, you shouldn't be like, oh, something's wrong with me because this person doesn't like me. That person also might not like peaches. That person also might not like, you know, pancakes, the color blue, you know, plastic clear shoes or whatever. But it doesn't mean that any of those things are bad. I mean, plastic shoes, I hate plastic shoes. But anyway, so you know, when you take your self-worth, and I'm just talking. I know all of this stuff is like easier said than done or whatever. And then a lot of people, when I go to apply it and I utilize it in my life or whatever, a lot of people like don't understand like what's going on, you know. Or are they confuse it with something, you know, with like being mean or something like that, you know, like, oh, you're not like fighting for me, but what have you given to fight for? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people just have a lot of things confused. I mean, and I'm not perfect by far. I mean, although I am the closest thing to Mary Poppins that I've ever seen in my life, I yet and still am not perfect. But anyway, I'm just rambling now. I was always just rambling. But I guess my major point is when two people are trying to work something out, and to me, especially like black love, and I say black love because I feel like black love has more obstacles in the way than like other races of love. I don't think that other people should like be trying to interfere with that, you know. And if you try to work it out with somebody and it doesn't work out, it doesn't mean that something is wrong with you, and it doesn't mean that something is wrong with them. It just is how it is sometimes, and it's not a reflection of your self-worth or their self-worth or whatever. But yep, that's it.